When creating any plan, you need to first understand the situation that you are in, because you cannot create a plan just based on assumptions. It must be based on reality, as your plan is supposed to solve a problem or take advantage of an opportunity. Therefore, it's very important for a manager to critically analyze what is happening around your organization before making any decision. This is also the case when you are creating a PR plan. The first question that a PR manager needs to ask himself or herself is the public even aware of my brand or my company? Does it know that we exist? As we have seen before, Jeffkins, in his 7-part PR planning model, has called this first step the appreciation of the situation. This step is also sometimes known as the PR audit. This is where PR practitioners analyze the external environment and evaluate the image that the company has with different publics. If they are aware of your company, does the public love it, like it, hate it, or are they just indifferent to it? What do different publics think about the company's strengths and weaknesses? And the important word here is think. What do they think about your strengths and weaknesses? Because you should understand if whatever they think about your company actually matches the reality. Or is it just what people think based on rumors and stories they've heard about you? These are very important questions that a PR practitioner must research and find answers to before she decides on the aim of the PR plan. Because imagine if the general public had a negative opinion based on rumors only. It's important for you as a PR practitioner to try to change this opinion. For a hospitality PR practitioner, it is also important to understand that the hotel does not operate in a vacuum. When potential customers are choosing a place in which to stay for their holidays, they are first and foremost choosing a destination, and then choosing for a place to stay in that destination. So no matter how cool, new and sophisticated a property is, if the destination has a bad reputation or the destination is unknown, this will have a negative influence on the hotel as well. Therefore, hotel PR managers are not only communicating for the property, they are also communicating for the destination. And because of that, when appreciating the situation, PR practitioners must go beyond the hotel and should also include the destination in their analysis. All the questions that were asked about the hotel must also be asked about the destination. A PR practitioner must also understand what the objectives of management are for the company. What do they want to achieve for the company and for the brand? What is the main image and message that the management wants to communicate to each public and the main target markets? What perception does management want consumers to have of the brand? What does the management want people to feel when they think about the company? All of this is derived from the value proposition and positioning statements. This will be discussed in the following sessions. This is no different for the opening PR plan of the Oxygen Hotel. Before worrying with your aim and your tactics, it is vital that you first analyze the case study to get a clear understanding of the situation of the hotel and of the destination. This analysis must be based on an external and internal scan. Based on this analysis, you will then decide on the aim that you want to set for your PR plan. This will be discussed in a subsequent video. As we discussed before, when tourists choose a hotel, they first and foremost choose a destination. And they have some preconceived notions about the place that you must identify. The PR practitioner must first evaluate the image and the reputation of the destination. And in the case of the Oxygen Hotel, as the hotel has not opened yet, it does not have a reputation. Therefore, it is even more important to understand what potential tourists are thinking about the destination, as this will greatly influence their decision about the place they will choose for holiday. You should also include in your analysis the image and the reputation of the country, Switzerland in this case. What do the target tourists think about a holiday in Switzerland? What does the media think about Switzerland? What about a holiday in the Swiss mountains for hiking, skiing, relaxation, food, entertainment, and so on? These are very important questions that you also must include in your analysis. Then you will narrow down and try to understand what your target markets think about the destination itself. What image do they have about the destination? What is the reputation of Les Uns? What do they think about a holiday in this place? Do they even know about the village? Do they know about all the activities and events that are taking place in the destination every year? These are all important questions, again, that you must identify. You can find most of this information from the case study, but nothing stops you to perform some additional desk research to obtain some more information. In a real-life situation, you would perform the same type of analysis, but information would come from both secondary data, articles and reports, and primary data, interviews and questionnaires with your target markets, for example. In order to help you with this analysis, you should be using the attached PR Audit worksheet. Let me explain how this worksheet works. On each row, you should be listing one specific factor that you have identified about the country, the destination, or the property. There are 3 sheets for each element, one for the country, one for the destination, and the third for the organization. This analysis should be focused on issues of image, perception, feeling, price, service, quality, reputation, and so on. The second column helps you to grade each factor in matter of importance. The grading scale goes from +5 to -5. The pluses are for positive factors and minuses for negative factors. If the factor is very important, you should give it a 5 grade. If the factor is quite negligible, you should then give it a 1 grade. Let me give you an example. Let's imagine that I'm doing an appreciation of the situation in a hotel located in a famous, very touristic destination. Let's talk about Phuket in Thailand. I would first start with the analysis of the country. Thailand has been slightly unstable politically since the last 5 to 6 years, with protests and the government changing regularly. Now the military has established a junta there, but some people are opposed to it, and unfortunately there has been some bombings, the latest in August of 2016. The country is still mostly safe, though, so this is why I only give it a -2. But it is clear that some tourists are worried about the situation and might decide to go somewhere else. But on the other hand, Thai people are generally recognized for their friendliness and their helpfulness in helping tourists. This positive feeling has created a positive feeling about visiting the country, so it's important, and I would put it a factor of 3. Of course, this analysis is not complete. I would still have to go further with it, but this is enough for the sake of this example. Let's do some research on the destination, Phuket. I have done some desk research and went to different travel forums to find more information about the island. The destination seems to be over-touristy. This is one of the common complaints that I have found about it on many different places, such as forums and comments online. Looking at the huge amount of comments, I will put this as a -3. There are a lot of other negative factors that I could put here based on my research. But for this example, let's go to the positive factors now. One of the common positive factors that keeps on showing up on the research is that the quality of the beaches and the superb quality of the scenery. This seems to be an important factor for the hotel's target markets and one of the key reasons for them to come to the island. So I'll put here a high factor of +4. Let's analyze what the public thinks about the property. A quick research on both Booking.com and TripAdvisor shows me that one of the positive feelings that customers have about the property is the service and the feeling for being at home, away from home. This is a comment that we can find quite often in many different reviews. Being such an important recurrent factor, I will give it a +4. On the negative side, I can find quite a few different factors of unhappiness, looking at the poor reviews on both TripAdvisor and Booking.com. Customers have complained about F&B prices, poor English from some staff members, some rooms being too far to walk to, but I couldn't find a recurrent negative feeling about the property. There doesn't seem to be something urgent that the company would need to address in their communication right away. So I would just list those factors and put it at -1 for them. A graph can then be produced to show how the publics and the target markets feel about different elements of the organization. This is a graph that you could show during the presentation and in the report when showing the appreciation of the situation. Once you have completed this audit and created the graph, you will have a very clear visual overview of the main challenges faced by the hotel. This will then allow you to decide what are the most pressing issues that needs to be addressed in your PR plan. In this particular case, it's clear that the positive factors that I should focus on are the beaches and the feeling of being at home. And the feeling that the destination is over touristy is quite prevalent. Therefore, I would also need to communicate something against that feeling. So you have completed this audit and created the graph. You will have now an overview of the main challenges faced by the organization. This will then allow you to decide what are the most pressing issues which need to be addressed with your PR plan. But this will also allow you to identify what are the most positive factors about the country, the destination, and the property that you will communicate about in order to create a positive image and reputation around the hotel. And you will be promoting and communicating that. Good luck, and over to you.